It's the Orioles on Masson. It is an overcast and muggy night in our nation's capital as the Orioles take on the Nationals. Tonight, it's the rubber game in this three-game interleague series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks so much for joining us as the Orioles look to get 2 out of 3 here. And last night, the Orioles actually beat 2 opponents to pick up a much-needed win. They beat Mother Nature, and then they beat the Nationals. The Orioles had a 4-0 lead going to the 5th, and then a 2-hour, 43-minute rain delay came. And then following the rain, the bullpen took over, and 5 scoreless innings later, the Orioles had the win. And last night, it was one of those games where the bullpen spread the wealth. Castro got the win. He pitched 2 innings. Darren O'Day came on. He pitched an inning. Zach Britton got some big outs in an inning and a third. And Brad Brock, although loading the bases in the bottom of the ninth, he got the big out to win it. And the Orioles came away the Nats with 7 men left on base over the final 5 innings. And Mike, it was one of those games for the bullpen. Yeah, they bent a little bit, but they didn't break, and they came away with a big, big win.
Yeah, and I think it was a nice bounce-back game, actually, because the bullpen the night before gave it up a little bit. So it really started in the 6th inning with Castro, bridging the gap to the back end of the bullpen. And Castro had himself in a little jam as well, but he made a quality pitch there to Bryce Harper, then locating very well down and away. Harper hasn't done any damage in this series. Then he gets a little comebacker. Murphy's bat hasn't been too hot as well since coming off the disabled list, and Castro and the Orioles avoid a jam. Darren O'Day a clean 7th, but then in the 8th inning, another trouble spot. But how about Zach Britton able to pitch out of that one? Easy out there to Manny Machado. And in the 9th inning, you said it, Brad Brock had some trouble, some hard hit balls in this inning and runners on base, and he's got to come up with a Hall of Fame pitch. Nasty fastball down and away right there to lock up Mark Reynolds. And that there were some hairy situations there at the end of that ball game, and for those guys to really step up and do the job, it was an exciting ball game nonetheless. And I think the Orioles built a lot of confidence there, especially the back end of that bullpen.
Yeah, not the way you want to see a game end with the winning run at the plate, but Brad Brock got Reynolds, and the Orioles pulled it out. We're coming back to Nats Park. Yes, it's the rivalry. Lineups at first pitch are next. It's brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Acura. Visit your local Baltimore Annapolis Acura dealer for attractive offers on the thrilling Acura lineup. Now the crowd settling in here at Nats Park, and here's our game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. 80 degrees, winds out of the east-southeast, and that humidity's still way up there at 68%. Let's get a look at the Orioles lineup for this rubber game, the Southwest starting lineup. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Peterson, Jones, Machado with Trumbo batting cleanup, then Scope in the number 5 spot. Colby Rasmus back from the DL. First game since April the 6th. Caleb Joseph, Steve Wilkerson, his first big league start, and Kevin Gausman bats 9th, and he will pitch. And first ball swinging is Peterson, and there's a base hit off Max Scherzer. How about that?
I'd like to see that. Let's take a look at Max Scherzer and his numbers on the year. There we go. His pitch arsenal. Yeah, I got all 4 pitches, and the lefties are going to see the whole full mix. But the righties, the fastball slider combination. The slider really his best put away pitch. He throws it hard, but something to look out for. At times it can back up. A little cement mixer in the middle of the plate. He's given up a couple home runs here recently. Orioles have been swinging the bats well. Of course, 206 earned run average, and Scherzer is a strikeout king. Opponents hitting just 171. Lefties and righties both having a hard time.
So here is the red-hot Adam Jones with a runner on. And a foul back. Let's take a look at our AT&T Achieving More.
Adam Jones doing some damage. We keep talking about Adam Jones being red hot, but how about his numbers against Scherzer in his career? 406, 13 hits, only 32 at bats, so big number there. 4 home runs for Adam Jones. That's what we're talking about. That cement mixer to Adam Jones right now could be the pitch that Adam Jones looking for.
Nationals are shifting a bit on Adam with Defoe shading up the middle. This ball's hit to left field. That chases Soto back, and he reaches up and he makes the catch on the warning track. Oh, did that ball sail? Yeah. Adam nearly got it over his head. 1 down.
Well, not a cement mixing slider, but a slider nonetheless. And Adam Jones, seeing the ball so well, goes down and gets this one. Finds the barrel and almost beats Soto deep. Nice running play right there by the young left fielder.
19 years old. He's getting it done on defense and at the plate. Here's Manny in the number 3 spot as always.
Yeah, Manny just the 1 for 8 here in this series. Bat kind of slowing down a little bit, but still able to pick up his knocks going the other way. At times, though, kind of getting outside of himself here recently.
And a foul ball back. Yeah, his recent approach, I'm not going to call it a new approach because he's just looking to find the stroke, but he now has 5 consecutive hits to right field. His last hit to left field was Friday night against the Marlins when he had a base hit to left field, a single.
Well, he squared up a couple balls in last night's ball game. He just didn't have a lot to show for it.
And he'll take low. Good take. 1-1 the count on Manny. Well, Max Scherzer now 33 years old. He is 10-3 on the season for the Nats. He's having yet another brilliant season. And he already has 3 Cy Young awards on his trophy case.
And this might be his best year, right? You see the numbers there. Leading in so many pitching categories.
Comes off speed, had Manny out in front. 1-2.
A slider there. So started Manny off with a little fastball down and in. Threw him a change and then the slider. So Manny's going to see a little bit of everything, trying to keep him off balance. A nice pitch there, and you got to fight the fact that Scherzer's got some violence to his delivery. I mean, it's not a comfortable AB in there. He's coming from that 3/4 arm slot, and he's just a lot of arms and legs coming at you.
And he gets Machado, gets a fastball by him. So an 85-mile-an-hour slider and then a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, and taking it up to the top of the zone right here, 95. And one thing that Scherzer can do is reach back and get a little extra. He can pop that fastball 96, 97 at times. And I'll tell you what, if he gets upset, he is not afraid to challenge with his heater. Almost that old school mentality. He says, all right, let's go, baby. Challenge man to man.
Here's Mark Trumbo, who had a big night last night. You see 2 for 7 in the series, and his 2-run home run early got the O's an early lead, and lob toss.
How about Mark Trumbo? Man, has he been swinging it. Last 4 ball games, 400 batting average, a couple home runs with 4 RBI. He got into a home run last night off Gio right there, hanging breaking ball. No head movement at all. Waited for that breaking ball to get into the zone and let it fly. Trumbo really looking good right now with his approach. A couple Orioles hitters. Jace Peterson, he's been red hot as well. Starts this game off with that nice clean single. Trumbo, Adam Jones up there, and so many of these guys that are starting to swing the bat well, just getting themselves in a better position to hit. Looks like they're ready to hit and actually in control of their body, not just diving all over the place trying to catch a pitch out front. They're seeing the baseball and then putting a good swing on in the strike zone. Take a look at the Nationals defense behind Scherzer, Soto, Taylor, and Harper roam the outfield here at Nationals Park. Turner and Defoe turning two up the middle. Rendon and Reynolds on the corners, and Severino doing the catching again tonight.
1-1 on Trumbo. Peterson on at first has not shown that he's going to try to steal, and he doesn't go. And a swing and a miss.
That is a nasty changeup right there. I mean, Scherzer sells all of his pitches with that violent arm action, but take a look at this one. I mean, that arm is coming through. That's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball coming out of his hand. Pulls the string only 84 with a little movement, fading down and away. Nasty pitch there.
So ahead of Trumbo 1-2. Long hold. And it's just off the plate. Mike, you mentioned an angry Max Scherzer. This is not the game. If you're the Orioles, you want to face him. He's lost his last two starts. That's unacceptable if you're Max Scherzer. He lost last Saturday in Toronto, and the final was 2-0. He allowed a 2-run home run to Devin Travis, and that was it. And prior to that, he lost to San Francisco.
2-0.
Swing and a miss. Peterson was running, but Scherzer gets the K. Base hit, one left, mid first. Gausman goes to work. And here come the Nationals in the bottom of the first. Harper, Turner, and Rendon with Soto in the cleanup spot tonight. Mark Reynolds gets a start at first. Michael Taylor gets a start in center field, riding a career-high 11-game winning streak. Defoe, Severino, and Scherzer for the Nats.
No shakeup in that Nats lineup. Kevin Gausman, take a look at his pitch arsenal tonight. Got that fastball, the split finger, and the slider. The splitter, though, is starting to feature. Starting to be able to throw it for strikes, steal some early strikes, and then, of course, use it against both lefties and righties. Look for him to use that splitter for some big Ks in tonight's ball game. This will be his 15th start, 4.48 earned run average, 81 punch-outs for Gausman, and 82 in the third innings of work. Opponent's hitting .284. Righty's getting him a little bit this year at .307 right now.
So here is Bryce Harper leading off tonight. Dave Martinez shaking up his lineup. For Harper, this is the 10th time this year he has batted leadoff. And he is really scuffling. You see that .209 average. He has 2 for his last 32 and 8 for his last 63.
Yeah, having some problems down that 3-hole right now. And we talked about in last night's ball game, just pulling off the baseball a little bit. and at times maybe just not being as patient as he's been in the past. So I think Martinez doing this for a couple of reasons. Obviously, see more pitches. Maybe they'll be more aggressive with Harper at the top, but maybe for him just to be more patient, be more selective at the top of this lineup, and that might get him back on track.
He is still leading the National League in walks, although a majority of those were in April. And of course, the Orioles shift on him, with Wilkerson, the third baseman, the only infielder on the left side. Borderline pitch. Harper doesn't like the call. 2-2.
Good fastball right there. Well, Harper doesn't like it. That's the spot where the Orioles have been targeting. Down and away on him this whole series. He's really done nothing. And nice little group right there for Kevin Gausman.
2-2. And Harper stays alive.
Well, Gausman a lot like Scherzer in the fact that he can really jump on that fastball when he gets ahead. He'll work down in the low 90s with his heater, but man, can he pop it in there. If he's got to rush one inside, especially the side he's more comfortable on against righties, he'll rush it under the hands about 96, 97.
And he doesn't chase. And 3-2 the count on Harper.
Impressive take right there.
Two hits and just one RBI for Harper in his last 9 games. And again, if you're the Orioles, you hope he breaks out tomorrow when they're playing the Phillies. 3-2 is slapped foul. He protected that outside corner that time.
Well, he sure did, and he kept that front side closed, and that was the key. He didn't try to do any damage with that pitch, and of course that outside corner, he's already in his mind thinking, okay, it's a little bit wider than I'd like. I got to protect the outer edge. If there's any leak there, he's going to pull off that ball, put it in play, or swing through. But that time he kept that front side closed just a hair longer and able to fight off a tough Gausman fastball.
And another foul ball. Pesky at back here for Bryce Harper, who's about to see a 9th pitch.
Well, Gausman's making some great pitches right now. I mean, he's not keeping anything on the white of the plate. It's either on the black or just off.
Roger McDowell on the Orioles bench. And it's over but low, ball 4, so a 9-pitch walk, and Bryce Harper is on.
Boy, battle right there. Let's take a look at the defense behind Kevin Gausman tonight. Peterson getting the start over at left field, joined by Jones, and yes, Rasmus, he's back with the Orioles in right field. Machado and Scope turning 2 up the middle. Wilkerson got his debut last night, but this is his first big league start over at third base. Trumbo back over at first, and Caleb Joseph behind the plate. There he is. Rasmus hoping his bat can help energize this offense a little bit.
Here's Trey Turner. He moves up to the number 2 spot, and Gausman falls behind 1-0. Turner 5 for 11 on this homestand for the Nats, and he has 15 hits in his last 12 games, including a 4 for 4 the other night. Ball 2. Dave Martinez said that shaking up this lineup a little bit is in part because they're not scoring runs consistently. So you just try something different. These are proven hitters, and Harper's a regular, Turner's a regular. They're going to be in there. It's just a matter of where.
Isn't that funny? I mean, you can the Nationals coming into this season, of course, with a new manager, really more aggressive sabermetrically. So their lineup, basically, the start of the season was basically a sabermetric lineup. How it was going to work. Best hitters up at the top, a little more speed down at the bottom. So they moved Turner down to the 6, and even Taylor down the 7 hole, and keep the boppers up at the top. But it just hasn't been working. So what do? You don't stick with the sabermetrics, right? You make adjustments, and that's what they've done here. Just try to shake some guys up, get the confidence going. You get into a season and you start slumping a little bit. Boy, oh boy, that can wreak some havoc. And see what has happened to the Nats. I mean, they've had to make this dramatic change right now because Harper's not driving anybody in.
3-1 on the automatic. You saw Harper and Trumbo talking there. I'd love to eavesdrop on those conversations because you know they're talking hitting.
Yeah.
There's no way they're talking anything but hitting. That's been going bad for me. How about you? Oh, yeah, I just broke out of it. There's a line drive to Scope, and that's a double play. Harper doesn't even try to get back. Big secondary lead, but the line drive right at Scope, and that's a big turnaround for Gosman. He was 3-0 on Turner. Not only gets him, gets two.
Yeah, huge double play here. Hard hit ball right at Jonathan Scope. And Harper just puts the head down. Double play helping Kevin Gosman tremendously right there, because that pitch count a little scary, but now all of a sudden you put 2 outs on the board. You feel much better about this inning for Gosman.
Kevin has not won a game since May the 11th when he beat Tampa Bay at Camden Yards. His other wins April 11th at Toronto. He likes the 11th. And then April 29th against Detroit. Jonathan Scope with those quick reflexes. He gets the double play and 2 down. So here's Rendon. First ball swinging and a high fly ball to right center field. Rasmus his first chance. And he's got it. So after the walk, the double play at a weak fly ball. Through 1, O's and Nats, no score. And will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game tonight. You can play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. A lot of Orioles fans here tonight. We heard that during the anthem with the O chant.
That was loud, huh?
The Scherzer back to work. Here's Jonathan Scope. Breaking ball for a strike. Jonathan is hitting 4 straight, so maybe he's coming out of it.
Yeah, nice little bunt for a base hit yesterday's ball game. First at bat.
How's it back so quickly? 0-2. There are the numbers during the hitting streak. Facing a different caliber starter here tonight. He's just 2 for 14 against Max Scherzer.
Yeah, if you're off a little bit with your fundamentals offensively, you're leaking forward, not seeing the ball well, Scherzer will expose you. Right there, getting Jonathan Scope off balance, a little bit of a drift out front. Watch that front leg and the upper body. He's got in front a little bit, and the slider really exposing him right there. And Scherzer, of course, one of the better sliders in the game. Throws it hard, playing it off that fastball, well located on that outer third. That slider, 157 opponent average on that pitch with 49.3 whiff percentage. Not too much good contact off the Scherzer slide ball.
Here's Colby Rasmus back from the 60-day DL. He last played April 6th in New York against the Yankees. And he has been on the 60-day DL with that hip injury. And 1-1 to count.
What a nice extended rehab assignment. Did pretty well at 275. Had some homers. For a couple of those takes right there, looks pretty good. Looks pretty balanced.
It's the ball to center field and a long way. Michael Taylor way out there at the wall, and that ball is gone. Welcome back, Colby Rasmus. Against Max Scherzer, he goes deep.
Oh, yeah.
And the O's grab a 1-0 lead on the solo home run.
Wow, that's impressive right there. Rasmus making an impact here. First AB with the homer. Big smile as well. Everybody liking that. Another veteran bat in that lineup. See what happens.
So the Orioles get the lead for Rasmus, his first home run and first RBI of the year. Here's Caleb Joseph, and he'll take a strike.
Let's take a look at the Rasmus swing here. Fastball, man, oh man, about center cut, and he stays on it. Look, at not an overswing at all. Complete control of that lower half, no drift, just taking the bat head to the baseball. And look what happens.
And here's Caleb Joseph getting into one. That ball is deep. Taylor out there at the wall. He'll make the catch. Well, Caleb gave it a ride, but the ballpark holds it, and 2 down. So the Rasmus home run gives the O's a lead, and another $500 to our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, James Harris of Middle River.
Oh, nice swing right there by Caleb Joseph. Very controlled swing. Nice to make it some barreled contact. Let's see how far these balls go. Caleb driving Taylor right back at the deepest part of the field.
Here is Steve Wilkerson making his first big league start. And he will take a strike.
See his numbers in the minor leagues. 290, the 3 home runs, 9 RBI. Switch hitter.
Played in 18 games for AAA Norfolk. That ball's hit towards shortstop. Turner short hops it and guns to first, low and out at first base in an eyelash. Wow, was that close, as Wilkerson.
Man, oh man.
And we'll see if Buck is going to want to challenge here or not.
Bang, bang play right there. Wilkerson, he's saying, I think I got that one.
Oh, did he get down the line?
Yeah, good speed on the left side. Good pick there by Mark Reynolds at first base. Reynolds getting down with that one.
So it is. Mike, and these numbers may have a reason for that.
Absolutely. It has been a tough June here. Last 9 ball games, just 2 wins here in the month, 7 losses, and they've been shut out 4 times. They got no offense at all. The only home runs at 3 total. Juan Soto, their young 19-year-old left fielder, doing a lot of the damage. Only 27 runs. That's fewest in the National League, and how about second fewest since June 10th? Harper struggling right now, 2 for 32, and Murphy, fresh off the disabled list, his bat has not come to life yet. And really, those are the 2 guys that are bogging down the middle of this lineup. They have great speed. I mean, Eaton's back off the DL, and he's swinging the bat pretty well. Turner and Taylor swinging the bat pretty well. You think they might be able to manufacture some runs with that speed. But a little surprising that this offense is laying a little low in the last 9 games.
There's Colby Rasmus in right field. He's already had a fly ball and he's already hit a home run. Trying to get comfortable in that Orioles uniform. He hasn't seen that in a while. Here's Juan Soto to lead off. And he'll take low. Soto has a 4-game hitting streak going. And he has 16 hits in his last 14 games, including 4 home runs. Now, if we didn't know that he was 19, when you watch him play, you would think he's a veteran. He looks that polished.
And he's got a little flair to his game as well. It looks like he's been around for a while. He's got a very sound approach right now. He gives himself a couple shots, drive the ball, but when he gets to 2 strikes, he really spreads out, chokes up on the bat, gets himself under better control. And even that big swing right there was under some pretty good control. Not a lot of extra movement going on. He's just making sure he sees the ball, and then when he's ready to commit, he lets it go.
Off speed right there for a strike, so 2-2. Gausman in his last 6 starts 0-4 with a couple of no decisions. Soto will slap the ball the other way with 2 strikes. Fouls it straight back. I mean, we have seen players move from A ball to AA, maybe to AAA, or maybe right to the majors, but not with the swiftness he did it this year. 39 games total. First in the South Atlantic League, then in the Carolina League, and then at Harrisburg in the Eastern League.
And so many of the scouts that talked about when Soto arrived in the big leagues, everybody was in agreement thinking he's not going back. He's that good.
Peterson over near the wall, and he runs out of room.
The kid's got a lot of tools and carries himself well. There's no reason why he shouldn't continue to have a successful year. Although the book starts getting out on him, he will show a weakness occasionally, and teams will try to expose that a little bit.
I think what helps him is his approach, especially with 2 strikes. You see, he changes his stance a little bit, widens it, chokes up a bit as well. You can see it there. He just got a piece.
Yeah, it really helps him a lot. I mean, saw him the other night against oh my goodness, Tanner Scott. Tanner was flipping 97, 98 in there, and he got wide, had that 2-strike approach, and just slapped the base hit right back through the middle. I mean, a lot of hitters can learn a lot watching this 19-year-old kid do his thing.
And that's a fair ball. Joseph pounces on it, so an extended at bat, and Soto is out 1 away. Well, Kevin Gausman, we're starting to figure out, is a morning person.
Yeah, I'll say. How about this difference? Plus 4.18. Day earned run average at 712, and the night 294. Yeah, Kevin, you're pitching all night games for the rest of your career. I mean, unbelievable difference right there. And yeah, some of this stuff holds true, and I guarantee it. Buck Showalter will definitely pay attention to these numbers, and he'll be guarded next time there's a day game for Gausman, unless it's a positive matchup, a team he's had success with. That's a huge difference.
See, what I meant is he gets up early, then on game days he takes a nap, and then he's raring to go for those night games.
There it is.
Mark Reynolds getting a start tonight. Now that Murphy's back, his playing time has been cut down. This one sliced to right, hangs up for Rasmus. And 2 down. 2 away here in the Nationals' second. The Orioles host the Mariners Monday, June 25th through Thursday, June 28th. And on Monday, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over receive the Buck Showalter Snow Globe as we celebrate halfway to Christmas at Oriole Park. Visit Orioles.com for your tickets. And there it is. Look at that.
Hey.
See, I told you that Oriole fans are going to love that for their collection.
Nice.
Put that out by your Christmas tree or maybe on your mantle.
Next year.
By your Rudolph. And
by your Showalter gnome.
That's true. You could do that. There's Michael Taylor.
How about Michael Taylor extending his hitting streak?
2 days in a row with pinch hits.
Pinch hits. That's pretty impressive.
Chopper, diving play by Wilkerson, and fires to first to get him. Welcome to the major league, Steve Wilkerson.
Wow.
Takes a double away from the speedster, Michael Taylor, and guns him down at first.
Take a look at this play right here. Superman. No, it's Wilkerson. Oh, yeah. First start in the big leagues. What a play there. Man, beauty.
Here, look at the quickness to the line and the diving grab, and he gets up and fires to first, knowing Michael Taylor's going to bust it down the line. And look at that throw and the scoop on the back end by Mark Trumbo. Here's Kevin Gausman, and before the game, Wilkerson talked about making his first big league start.
It was really nice to get my feet wet. Eases a little bit of the anxiety, and you know, a little comforting. And to have that last night and then to be in there today is exciting.
You have a lot of family members here?
They actually took off and headed back to Atlanta this morning. And they left the game last night when we were in the 2.5-hour rain delay, so no, they're not here right now.
So Wilkerson talking about last night, Mike, he got in the 9th inning, just 3 outs for defense, but he was on a major league field prior to his first start today.
Yeah, absolutely. And now his parents will get to see him on the highlight films. That was a beautiful play right there. Almost got his first major league hit as well.
His dad Kirk and his mother Kathy. And they left during the rain delay. Not convinced the game was going to resume, and then their son got in the game late. But the good news is the Orioles head to Atlanta following the game, and that's where they live.
There you go.
Played in college at Clemson, where he was a teammate for 2 years. Spencer Keyboom, who's the backup catcher now on the Nats. And Gausman goes down on strikes and 1 away.
Scherzer just bringing the cheese here against Kevin Gausman. 4-mile-an-hour fastball, and Scherzer one of those guys that even his fastball down the middle doesn't get hit very hard. Hard to even make contact with that pitch. A lot of reason why. Just that violent arm action. Just don't feel comfortable enough.
Here is Jace Peterson, who singled on the first pitch of the game. And he takes high. Well, that was a milestone out for Max Scherzer as he reaches 2,000 innings pitched. 2,305 strikeouts in those innings. So the most strikeouts through the first 2,000 innings all time. And Scherzer with a nice round number, 2,000 innings pitched.
Pretty impressive stuff right there. Yeah, developed a curveball. Of course, has that violent delivery. And he's about as competitive as you're going to see on the mound. I mean, and he fires everybody up around him.
Too tight and a good take. Well, you saw on the list, Randy Johnson had the most. Pedro Martinez second. Clayton Kershaw right behind him. Of course, he's had some injury problems, and then Nolan Ryan. So you got 3 Hall of Famers on that list and 2 almost certain Hall of Famers in Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. So it was a deep count to Gausman. Now 3-1 on Peterson. The thing about Scherzer, you got to earn your way on. He walks about 2 per 9 innings. There's a foul ball past Wayne Kirby.
How about that? Gets himself that 3-1 count and flips in a little change up to Peterson. Trying to get that weak contact out there. So command of all of his pitches. That's another, of course, separator. His ability to throw anything at any time.
Well, he is without a doubt the ace of this staff, and they also have Steven Strasburg on this team. 3-2 is fouled back. And how about the Scherzer effect on the national season?
Yeah, Mad Max 11-4 in Scherzer's 15 starts. And how about the runs per game at 4.67? And of course, that earned run average at 2.3. When he's not starting, though, it's a 500 ball club. They score fewer runs. The team ERA gets jacked up. Of course, Scherzer gets deep into ball games, and I think just his presence on the mound fires everybody up around him, makes his team better.
Left center field. That ball is down for a base hit. It's trapped by Soto, and Jace Peterson hustling all the way. He's in with a double. So Jace Peterson is 2 for 2. He doesn't care that it's Scherzer out there.
No, not at all. He's been swinging the bat very well. Take a look at Soto out there. Long way to go. A risky dive there, and fortunately able to trap that one. But boy, if that one had got by him, Peterson would have been running for a while.
So Peterson is really heating up. He's 8 for his last 23 now with the 2 hits here tonight. That's a 348 clip.
Like that.
That'll get you playing time.
Yes.
Here's Adam Jones, who lined out to the warning track in left field. His first at bat almost hit it over Soto's head. And he takes a strike. Adam leading the Orioles in base hits now with 85. Manny one behind at 84. And Adam also now leads in multi-hit games, and Manny was way ahead earlier this year. Adam now has 24 multi-hit games, and Manny has 23, so he's passed him.
Yeah, well, Adam stayed consistent. Actually, even getting a little bit better than consistent. Manny's taking a little bit of a dip here in the month, the end of May, and now into June.
There's a bouncer to third. Rendon. He gets Jones for the second out. Peterson has to hold and 2 away.
Jace, a little head shake right there. He obviously wanted to get over to third base, but not a lot of room with Rendon fielding it right there in front of him. Quick short throw to Reynolds at first base, just freezing Peterson right there at second.
Well, here's Manny, who struck out his first at bat. This is the rubber game of 3. The Orioles are trying to win a series. The Nationals, they had a chance yesterday to gain on Atlanta because Atlanta lost, and then the Orioles won the game. So the Nats remain 3.5 back, tied with the Phillies for second place, and the Braves in first place. And the Orioles, of course, go to Atlanta following the game tonight, and a 3-game weekend series with the surprising but consistent Braves.
Yes, they sure are. Get some good play from their younger players or pitchers stepping up, and had some sluggers having some solid years this year as well.
What was that? Went all the way back to the screen. Did he get hurt, or did his cleat get caught?
Man, oh man. I don't know.
Oh, his cleat got caught and he didn't want to balk.
Oh, did it? Did it hit the mound on his? Yeah, when he was sliding down the mound, the spike hit the mound. Huh? Interesting, right there. Take a little look at that front foot. That front toe catch the dirt. That's where he got hung up.
You don't see that very
No.
often, especially from a guy like Scherzer. So Peterson is at third. There's Derek Lill, of course, the pitching coach.
Said I didn't teach him that.
Manny has been very good in these situations, runners in scoring position. He's batting .382 with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, he has been the Oriole offense as far as driving in runs, clutch with runners in scoring position. And ask him again, come up with a big 2-out hit.
Scherzer ahead 1-2. And ball 2 down and in.
That's a good take right there. Tough pitch, a little change up on that inside corner. So hard to lay off. You better pick it up out of the hand or you're going to be opening up and bailing, trying to get to a fastball in that inner third. But Manny recognizing it early, not even flinching.
No, 2-2 on Machado. High fly ball to left center field, not that deep. Soto was very deep, has to come charging in. And he's got it for the out. So double a man left, mid-third, 1-0 O's. See, make today the day. And by the University of Maryland Medical Center, be a part of something. A late arriving crowd here at Nats Park. A lot of folks come in on the Metro, and you can see the seats are filling in nicely. The Battle of the Beltways. So Gosman back to work.
Kevin throwing the ball very well here in the early going. Of course, that first inning, it was a little hairy when you had Harper on first base and Turner hit into a line drive double play. Really helped him settle right back in.
Wilmer Defoe takes a strike. He's in a bit of a slump. You know, with the Nationals struggling as much as they are defensively, there's a lot of talk as to, well, with this current roster, what could Dave Martinez do to shake it up? And for the moment, at least for tonight, all he did was really change the batting order, and he gave Adam Eaton a night off and Daniel Murphy a night off. But what about something drastic like Michael Taylor moving into the infield?
Why would Michael Taylor want to come to the infield?
To get more playing time. It's taken inside.
Can he play infield?
Well, I don't know. But I'm not the one talking about it.
I know they did that with Trey Turner.
Well, Turner was a shortstop.
Right.
They made an outfielder. That
Yeah.
was the opposite way. But these are things that go on when teams are struggling. And there's a base hit the other way for Defoe. So Defoe says, well, I'm a second baseman.
Yeah.
I can hit. And he gets on with a leadoff single, first hit for the Nats. Well, mark it down. The Orioles take on the Mariners. Some afternoon baseball on Thursday, June 28th, a 3:05 game. And a special ticket package is available for purchase for fans 60 and over. It includes a lower level or club level ticket in the shade and an Orioles travel umbrella. Now the ticket packages are limited and umbrellas are only available through this special offer. So visit Orioles.com/seniors and get your ticket package today. So Gausman to the stretch for only the second batter tonight. Ball one outside. Severino, the catcher. See that 184 batting average. He's 0 for his last 11 and just 2 for his last 33. There's Matt Wieters on the DL.
A good defensive catcher, though.
Just 24 years old and getting a lot of playing time. He's played 48 games already this year. Last year, he set a career high with 17. He was in the minors the majority of the year last year. Pretty good hack there, 1-1.
Elevated fastball, fortunately, on that outer third. Tough to get to, but looked good for Severino. He came unglued on that swing.
Now, Gausman, like Alex Cobb and like Andrew Kashner, doesn't get a lot of run support. 3.28, that is the 8th lowest in all of Major League Baseball. So he has to be pretty close to perfect every time he goes to the mound. There's a perfect pitch. Fastball on the outer edge, 1-2.
Good heater. I think Severino there thinking no way he's going to throw a fastball after that big cut I took, but has been challenging him. Here it goes. Hit it if you can.
Little bit low, I think.
Yeah, I think I was down a little bit. Kevin trying to stick that fastball on that inside corner. Yeah, Caleb Joseph reading the swing a little bit. Severino swing maybe a little bit longer and slower. Doesn't think he can get to that heater inside.
Sets up inside again and fouls it off. That's one of the real skills of Caleb Joseph, is reading the bats.
Absolutely. Well, good catchers could do that. Good pitchers can do that. And when you get a pitcher that's that knowledgeable about reading bats, boy, oh boy, can they go to work on you.
Some pesky at bats here for the Nats. That ball's drilled to the left field corner. That's going to be a base hit. Down against the wall. Peterson plays it. Defoe will be held at third, and Severino has a double. So Gausman got ahead, couldn't put him away, and Severino comes through.
That off-speed pitch just staying up a little too much. Severino picking up his 8th double of the year. Just talking about him having a hard time getting a couple fastballs, and then the off-speed pitch looks a little more hittable. Looked like a breaking ball. The split, he dropped it back into him, and boy, he got the bat head to it. A little one hopper off the wall. And the brakes getting put on there for Defoe.
Yeah, with nobody down, no reason to risk it at the plate. So Bobby Henley said, just stay right here. So here's Scherzer. Orioles have the infield in. Scherzer's a pretty good hitting pitcher. He has 9 hits this year.
Yeah. You got to be careful here.
Bunt is on, safety squeeze, and it's outside.
Another one of those situations. Scherzer out there to compete and help himself. So he gets an opportunity here in the National League. He's going to try to make himself the best hitter possible. 9 hits this season. That's first in the National League for pitchers.
One 1-0 on Scherzer. And he'll take a strike. Well, that's because Madison Bumgarner was on the DL for so long. The first night here on Tuesday, it was starting pitchers BP, which they take pretty much every day, but there was most of them were out there, and Scherzer regularly was hitting them into the left field seats. I know it's BP, but again, he shows bunt and takes a strike. 1-2. He has 9 hits and no sacrifices on the year, so they let him swing away. Severino at second. Defoe is at third. O's lead in jeopardy here in the third inning. Line foul the other way and just foul. Scherzer also has 4 RBIs, and that batting average is .265.
Yeah, he's going to battle. You got to make some good pitches. You see that, just fouling off a tough fastball.
And again, a ground ball foul the other way. That one closer to staying fair. Scherzer checking his coach Bobby Henley there at third to see if there might be a play on. And he got him. So Scherzer down on strikes and one away.
Nasty split finger right there. Kevin Gausman making a couple good pitches with the fastball in the outside corner and then coming right back to the splitty. Nasty drop down and in. Scherzer swinging over the top right there. You know he's saying, wow, that was a pretty impressive pitch by that young man. Big strikeout there for Gausman.
So now he's in minimize the damage mode with Bryce Harper coming up.
There's that splitter stat. 45 strikeouts lead Major League Baseball. 153 opponent average. And the Kevin Gausman split finger is nasty. The fact that he can use it against both the lefties and righties now. He can flip it in for strikes as well.
Ball one upstairs. Harper drew a 9-pitch walk leading off in the bottom of the first. For a 10th time this year, he's batting leadoff.
Good try with the split finger. Take a look at the sac fly probability here. That ball gets in that red area or prior before that. That is a no-go. Anything beyond the red, the yellow obviously is proceed with caution. Gets back into that green area. It's all go right there. Well, that's what the Orioles are looking at.
And Harper has been very good at that this year. There's a fly ball to left field. That's deep enough. Peterson will back up on it. He's got it, tagging his Defoe. He'll come to score the tying run, and it's a 1-1 game. So Bryce Harper with his 6th sacrifice fly picks up the RBI, and we're tied at 1.
Now getting a pitch he can handle and actually driving it to deep left field. Impressive swing right there for Harper. He's been pulling off so many balls here lately. And you saw on that first at bat, that walk he had, he stayed on a couple and worked that base on balls. That one keeping the front side closed and driving it deep the other way. Get the Nats on the board.
So if Gausman can get Turner, he will have done an outstanding job. Trey Turner lined into a double play his first at bat. That's one of the key at bats already in this game. Harper had walked, and then Turner got ahead 3-0 as Gausman fell behind him. Got a strike, and then on the 3-1 pitch got the line drive for the double play.
Yeah, that was a huge line drive double play.
Harper was on at first, and he was doubled up. Strike at the knees. Late call there by Chris Siegel.
Borderline pitch. Kevin getting the call as the split finger just kind of keeping its head up there right across the kneecaps. Just catching the bottom part of the zone. Good try with that little comeback fastball, trying to pick up the outside corner. Kevin still trying to iron out that glove side command with the fastball. Of course, arm side really good, driving it in on the righties.
Check swing and no swing. Gave Morales any check.
A good try. A good split finger. Kevin trying to give these hitters a good look, starting it off on the plate, making it a little bit more enticing, but a nice hold right there by Turner.
Another deep count for Gausman at 3-1. Severino at second base now with 2 men out. That was an effective off-speed pitch. Might have got a piece of Caleb there.
Yeah, I think it got him off the top of the quad. Another split finger, almost looked like the back foot. Like a knuckleball floating in there. You don't see a Kevin Gausman split finger right up to the top of the zone like that. And actually did limit the rotations. I think Caleb got it on that back foot on the foul ball.
So full count. Runner at second and 2 down. And the foul ball past Bobby Henley, the third base coach. One thing the Nationals do, maybe they're not hitting, maybe they're not scoring the runs they expect to, but they prolong at bats. Here's Turner about to see a 7th pitch here. Kevin Long is their hitting coach. Gausman has allowed the 4th most hits in the American League amongst pitchers.
Turner, another one of those hitters, they'd like him to see more pitches, maybe draw some more walks.
And that is outside, and Gausman's upset he didn't get the call.
Another just trying to pull that fastball back on the outside corner. He's missed a couple times. Just barely, though. Some pretty good pitches. Borderline. Just off that outer edge. Take a look here from over top. You could tell just missing catching the edge.
So Turner is on. He's blocked by Severino. Gausman won't have to be concerned about Turner trying to steal, but he should be concerned with Anthony Rendon, who has really been on a tear. 27 RBIs on the year. 10 of those have come in his last 12 games.
Yeah, he's just really relaxed right now in the box. Relaxed with his hands. Quietly gets himself into the load position. And then more just reacting to pitches in his strike zone. Yeah, quick bat. Can't get it in there on him. He'll turn it around in a hurry.
Rendon in that number 3 spot. And it's fouled a little late on the swing. So the extended at bats. That was the 29th pitch this inning for Gausman.
Yeah, Kevin can have some big number innings as far as pitch count goes, unfortunately. And that leads to a lot of earlier exits. Much sooner than Kevin would like, for sure. Much sooner than Buck Showalter would like to see.
Fights off another good pitch. That is a real art, spoiling good pitchers' pitches.
It sure is. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It's down the outside corner, down and away.
Another 0-2 to Rendon. And another foul ball.
Just trying to work him in and out with the fastballs. I think Caleb Joseph maybe just trying to catch Rendon napping a little bit, thinking about a split finger. Kevin Gausman ahead, the full advantage right now. And you see how he's working. Fastball away, fastball in, fastball away, fastball in. It's coming now.
Sets up away. And another foul ball. The only pitch he hasn't fouled off in this at bat was the first pitch, which was a called strike.
Well, Gausman targeting the outside corner with the split finger, but we've seen him come inside with the splitty as well. So maybe splitty away, now splitty in. Well, why not just waste one? How about trying to take one up to the top of the zone to change the eye level or something?
There he goes down and away, so same idea. Different location.
Kevin still not as comfortable throwing to the top of the strike zone. I think it's a huge weapon that he could expose so many hitters with. Kevin or Bundy's starting to work the top of the strike zone with his fastball, getting some big outs up there.
And he got him. finally a swing and a miss. So on the 7th pitch, Gausman gets his man. Nats get a run. They strand 2 through 3. It's a 1-1 game. Notebook. And how about first? Well, the Astros became the first team in the majors to reach 50 wins. 4 solo home runs, including back-to-back-to-back in the 6th inning last night, beat the Rays 5-1. Overall, the Astros have won 13 of 14. Corey Kluber, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 7 Ks, a 12-0 win over the White Sox. He's the first pitcher with 11 wins. Also has a pretty good ERA. And Giancarlo Stanton, the first walk-off home run as a Yankee in a 7-5 win last night over the Mariners. The Yankees beat the Mariners again this afternoon, while the Red Sox in Minnesota won a day game. So now the Red Sox and the Yankees each have 50 wins.
We're playing some good baseball.
Here's Trumbo, first ball swinging. High fly ball to center field, and that ball is gone. And Trumbo hits it out, and the O's have the lead back.
Oh my goodness, Mark Trumbo is starting to heat up for sure. Well, we're seeing the bombs start flying off Trumbo's bat. Well, led the American League a couple years ago, down year last year, but man, oh man, is he starting to heat up, picking up his 6th home run. That's a big fly, 411, straight away center field.
So Trumbo's hitting 5 straight games now, and he has 3 home runs in those games. And just like that, the O's have the lead back. Scherzer had allowed 8 home runs all year. He's allowed 2 here tonight. Swing and a miss by Scope.
Well, let's take a look at this swing. First pitch that Trumbo sees, and it's a challenge fastball trying to get ahead, and it is about center cut. Trumbo does not miss that one. Beautiful swing.
Fisted foul, so 0-2 on Jonathan.
Well, you can tell his confidence growing. He's just seeing the ball so well. He's being direct to the baseball. I mean, the fact that he can jump on a Scherzer fastball and drive it to straightaway center. In last night's ball game, a Gio Gonzalez slow breaking ball to wait on it and hammer it to left field. And Trumbo seeing the ball very well. Home plate umpire taking the brunt of that one. Take a look. Hard slider.
Got them both.
Yeah, Severino coming out of the crouch. Wait a second. Wait a second. Come on, man. It went through him.
Wow.
How did it get in there? That's the old hidden ball trick, huh?
Yeah, but it hurt.
Heck yeah, it had to get in there somehow. Doesn't look like there's any room for it to fit.
And a line drive right at Turner for the out. Scope hits it well, but right at Turner. So 1 down here in the 4th inning. The 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Oh, there's the yacht Mike Bordick's taking back to Baltimore tonight. will be Rasmus' first ball swinging. That ball to deep center field. Michael Taylor back on it, and he's got it for the out.
Man.
So the game plan here, I think, is go after that first fastball you see.
Yeah.
2 men down. On Friday, that's tomorrow, you can join the O's Zone Rally team presented by Budweiser from 6 to 8 p.m. at Crazy Tuna Bar and Grill in Essex. Join former Orioles Larry Bigby and the Oriole Bird for prizes, autographs, and trivia. For more rally info, visit Orioles.com/rallies. Caleb Joseph will take a strike.
So Scherzer seeing everybody pulling the trigger on that first pitch. He drops a little slider on Caleb.
Now back, so it's 0-2. So Gausman does a real good job limiting the Nationals to 1 run. They had second and third and nobody out. And Trumbo comes right back and hits it out off Scherzer, and the O's have the lead back.
Well, a good answer for sure. And you start to get the middle of this lineup going a little bit. I mean, it wasn't too long ago, or 1 through 9, there was danger. And you start getting the middle of the lineup going again. Balls flying out of the yard.
Caleb Joseph to center field. That chases Taylor back. And he's got it. So another fly ball out. Mark Trumbo's, the ballpark didn't hold. He goes to right center field for Trumbo, his 6th. And the O's have the lead back at 2-1. PNC make today the day.
Yeah, congratulations to Ryan McKenna. Been tearing it up in the minor league so well that he deserved a promotion to Bowie AA. Now this season, 67 games, 377 batting average. How about a 467 on base percentage? Oh my goodness. 28 extra base hits with 37 RBIs. Made the All-Star team, and boom, on your way to AA. On his way to potentially the big leagues. Yeah, seeing pitches very well and understanding the strike zone. Really the key for McKenna this year. A high energy player. And good luck in AA Bowie.
And he is making his debut tonight for the Bay Sox in Harrisburg against the Nationals AA team. And what is unique about that Harrisburg team is their shortstop. As Juan Soto comes up, Spencer Keyboom, who is the backup catcher here, his brother Carter Keyboom is the shortstop for the Harrisburg Senators.
Oh, wow.
How about that? Brothers in the same organization.
There we go.
McKenna so far 0 for 3. But the Bay Sox only have 3 hits, but they do have a 2-0 lead. So congratulations, he earned it.
Yeah, he sure did. Now 4th round pick at a high school. Actually from Maine. Maine kid. High school in New Hampshire though.
Soto takes down and in. Again inside.
Yeah, still having a problem, a hard time getting a glove side in there on the lefties, trying to pull it back and catch that inside corner, but the fastball just staying true and staying about an inch or two on the inside edge.
And there's a leadoff walk with a 1-run lead. That's his 3rd walk, 2nd time he has walked a batter leading off an inning. Orioles fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And Soto and Trumbo conversing as Mark Reynolds comes up. Reynolds hit the ball hard his first at bat, but he lined it right at Rasmus. The Orioles are giving Reynolds a ton of room in right center field.
They'd rather have him try to shoot the ball the other way than get the head out in front. Reynolds, big time power, 6 home runs in his short time here with the Nats.
See Rasmussen right well over towards the line. So a ton of room in that right center gap. Ball 2. Yeah, Reynolds with the 6 home runs. He hit those 6 home runs in his first 12 games with the Nats. And he has no home runs in his last 12 games. And he's also just 3 for his last 39. Which is why with Daniel Murphy back, his playing time has been reduced. Check swing and it's a called strike.
Good pitch right there to get back into the count. Better make it a quality pitch. Reynolds was looking to come unglued 2-0.
We're 3-1. Orioles got Gausman the lead back and the leadoff walk to Soto. And borderline pitch called strike. Reynolds thought he had ball 4.
Full count right here. 3rd full count of the ball game, and that does not help the pitch count. Up over 70 pitches already.
Soto doesn't go, and the pitch is swung on and hit to Manny. That's a double play ball to Scope, and back to first for a double play. So that'll go 6-4-3 and erase that leadoff walk. 2 down.
Yeah, that helps the pitch count tremendously. A couple big double plays in this ball game to help him. Just when you think, oh no, a routine ground ball to Manny, a little soft underhand feed to Jonathan Scope. See the routine chopper, boy. Pitcher's dream, infielder's dream as well. Don't have to worry about the bad hop. See it pretty well. And clean up the double play to help Kevin Gausman.
And here's Michael Taylor, who was robbed of a base hit his first at bat by Steve Wilkerson at 3rd.
That was a pretty impressive defensive play. Wilkerson taking a couple steps and then diving into foul territory to get the speedy Taylor. Of course, Taylor leading the National League in stolen bases.
And again, this one's off Wilkerson's glove, and Taylor's going to reach. Another blistering shot at Wilkerson, but this time he couldn't glove it.
Taylor, it's a pretty solid contact here lately. A hard line drive. A little bit easier chance there for Wilkerson. Might have busted the glove though. 99 miles an hour off the bat. He isn't looking down to check the leather, so just off the end of the glove.
Making sure everything's okay. And they're going to give him a base hit because the ball was hit hard. Ball 1 at Defoe. So the command for Gausman has been inconsistent here, but he's still only allowed 1 run.
It seems like when he's had to, he's come up with a big pitch. Falling behind, not conducive for a lengthy start.
And 2-0. Kevin has struck out only 2, and he's averaging about 1 per inning.
Two-0 fastball right there at Defoe. Defoe coming unglued, wanting to do some damage. A little back leg swing. Not getting cheated at all. Kevin Gausman trying to get ahead with a couple split fingers. And Defoe saying, well, he's not going to throw 3 in a row. And how about that? Center cut heater. And fouled straight back.
Defoe's just 26. Getting a lot of playing time. Quick throw to first. Remember, Taylor leads the National League in stolen bases with 21. He has been caught 4 times. Kevin has been working on that cadence after the Red Sox stole 5 off him in 1 game at Fenway Park. Big lead for Taylor. And a ground ball to Scope. Jonathan will throw out Defoe, and that'll do it. 4 complete in Washington. 2-1 O's. Then we go to the 5th with the Orioles in front 2-1 and a couple of solo home runs. And here is the rookie Steve Wilkerson. Breaking ball for a strike. His 2nd major league at bat tonight, making his 1st start. He is a switch hitter. And a short hop to the shortstop Turner, who got him in an eyelash at first base his 1st at bat. And there's a strike. Now, fans may remember Wilkerson in spring training because there was a lot of talk about his versatility. And Buck Showalter continues to talk about how a real utility man who can play all over the place is becoming more and more valuable for a major league organization. Player who can play several positions, and with Wilkerson it's even more of a fit because he's a switch hitter. And he told me before the game it started last year at Bowie, and I said, well, how does that happen? Do you go in and say, you know, I'd like to be more versatile? And he said, well, actually Gary Kendall, the manager, and Brian Graham, who runs the minor leagues, called me in and they said, here's what you're going to do now. We're going to play you all over. And he said, you know what, I'm fine with it, because if it gets me to the big leagues, if I can show I can do that, I'll do whatever they want.
Absolutely. Hey, that's where a lot of guys get their opportunities. I mean, I came up as actually a utility player and then had opportunities and ended up becoming a shortstop. Wilkerson could be the same type of player, you know, a super utility guy. And all of a sudden there could be an injury and he'll get more playing time at one spot. Just might settle in right there. I mean, yeah, Wilkerson, you know, he's an infielder with Clemson. But the fact that he's a switch hitter, boy, high value there.
Real good at bat here. He works the count to 2-2.
And you see how which he's choked up. So just to give himself a little more bat control, stay a little bit shorter off Scherzer.
26 years old, an 8th round pick of the Orioles back in 2014. Ground ball past the mound. There's Defoe, and he'll get Wilkerson for the out, and 1 away. Well, fans are invited to paint in the park on July 10th prior to the 7:05 game against the Yankees. Each ticket package includes a 2-hour pregame painting session in the bullpen picnic area led by Pino's Palette, plus a ticket to the game. Ticket packages are exclusively available at Orioles.com/paint. Here's Kevin Gausman. Kevin is still looking for that first big league hit. Struck out his first at bat.
We'll see what Scherzer's game is. A 15 out of 18 first pitch strikes and get ahead and go to work. A big reason why a couple of the Orioles decided to be aggressive on the first pitches.
Scherzer is 4-1 at home. And his ERA here at Nats Park, 1.95. He has allowed 2 runs so far in the solo homers. And he gets Gausman for the second out, 2 away.
Change up right there after a 95-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 2. 84-mile-an-hour changeup. Maybe not the best changeup that Scherzer's thrown, but certainly enough to get Gausman out in front and off balance for the second out of the inning.
Chase Peterson, the leadoff hitter. He singled on the first pitch of the game, doubled his last at bat. Buck Showalter resting both Trey Mancini and Danny Valencia tonight with Scherzer on the mound. The O's will see a lefty tomorrow night in Atlanta. Sean Newcomb will pitch for the Braves. Scherzer has 151 wins, just 78 losses. Looked inside, called strike.
Creates a pretty good angle. He starts over on that third base side of the rubber and cuts it right across the plate there, picking up the inside corner. You know, he moves the ball around. Nothing in the middle there.
1-2 nearly hit him.
Throws that slider a little bit harder, trying to look like the fastball coming out of his hand on the inside corner, entice that swing and have it break down into that back foot. But yeah, almost did hit Peterson. Started off more as a ball.
2-2, 2 outs, and the base is empty. And he got him another off-speed pitch, and Peterson down on strike. So the O's go 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. Utility. Call 811 before you dig. It's the law. Nice night. The Washington Monument, the Jefferson Memorial behind it. So much history in this city. U.S. Capitol is right up the street.
Used to be able to see it.
Yeah, they're building so many condos here, they're ruining our view. You can still see the dome a little bit. So Gausman back to work. 78 pitches to get through 4 innings. Severino, Scherzer, and Harper for the Nats here in the 5th. Severino doubled down the left field line, his first at bat to snap an 0 for 11. And that helped lead to the Nats run. This one an easy play for Rasmussen right. And 1 down in the Nationals' 5th inning. Fans, last Sunday the Orioles wore the special Father's Day caps. So go online, visit Orioles.com/auctions, and you can bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn caps. All the proceeds will benefit the James Buchanan Brady Urological Institute at Johns Hopkins Medicine. Bidding closes next Sunday, June 24th at 10 p.m. Visit Orioles.com/auctions today. Here is Scherzer, struck out his first at bat. Check swing, they appeal. He went too far, 0-1.
There you go, Kevin Gausman. Nice job getting ahead now. First 2 hitters here of this inning. We got to start being conservative, get into that strike zone, especially here in the bottom of the order. Be more aggressive.
Kevin has walked 3, and he has struck out just 2. 1-2 on Scherzer.
You see the respect. 3 off-speed pitches. Scherzer there to get ahead.
Strike 3 called, and he knew it.
Yeah, that was a buckler right there. And Max Scherzer getting a little bit of his own medicine. Take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast right here. Whoop, a little slider from Kevin Gausman. And you see the jelly leg and strike 3 for Scherzer.
Here's Harper, who drove in the Nats run. He does not yet have an official plate appearance. Gausman goes right at him, 0-1.
Healthy cut right there. Nice little Kevin Gausman getting ahead of all 3 batters here in this inning.
The sac fly in the 3rd, his 6th, drove in the Nats run. Fastball for a strike, 0-2.
There you go. Finally got a fastball in the inside corner to the lefty to come back, catch that edge. Gausman and Scherzer trouble in the 3rd with their pitch counts getting up there a little bit, but having 34 pitches.
Off the plate outside, 1-2. Caleb is always encouraging his pitchers between pitches, especially on close misses. He pumps that glove and says, good try, let's go.
Absolutely. Well, he wants them to understand that there's really a purpose to every pitch. You know, so running that 96-mile-an-hour fastball just off that outside corner, yeah, that help will set up a backdoor slider, and just missing right there.
And from 0-2 to 2-2 on Bryce Harper. Bounces it for ball 3.
How about that? Caleb Joseph ordering Kevin Gausman to bounce that splitter. Do not leave it up on the plate. It better bounce on the dish, and nice job by Gausman. A great job by Caleb Joseph. You have to have that kind of leadership.
And wants the heater on the outer edge. Harper fouls it back.
Caleb's so quiet back there behind the plate. Subtle moves. He does a good job with Kevin Gausman anyway as far as the communication goes. But just those little gestures giving him encouraging signs, trying to keep that confidence up, man. If you get a pitcher that starts to get that head down, he's in trouble. Got to have good conviction and confidence in everything they're throwing up there.
That was interesting. Caleb was telling Gausman to shake him off.
Sure.
Make Harper think.
Absolutely.
So another 3-2 pitch here. And he lost him. So Gausman, that's his 4th walk, and it puts the tying run on with 2 men down. Kevin has averaged just a tad over 2 walks per 9 innings, and he's walked 4 here through 4 2/3. Nationals have not been hitting. They've not been scoring runs, but they still know how to prolong at-bats.
Yep. Well, the point Martinez was trying to make with this lineup shakeup, just trying to get the guys a little bit more patient, better understanding of their strike zone right now. Now they're really making Gausman work for everything. Not being over aggressive, chasing too many pitches.
Can't time the off-speed pitch, so it's 0-2.
Yeah, really took a lot off that breaking ball. Well located, starting on the dish and breaking down just on the outside corner. It's a good location. Fastball away, then breaking ball, filling up that lower third, down and away.
Again, he just got a piece.
Well, Turner showing right there, he'll expand.
As a hitter, is that an art that you have to accumulate? Do you have to work on that? I mean, that was the weakest swing you're going to see, but it had a purpose.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you get yourself out there in no man's land, and you want to be able to stay on the baseball, especially when you get caught off balance. You just got to fight a little extra harder.
Gausman, another foul ball. Might be interesting for the telecast tomorrow to see of the Orioles starters who yields the most foul balls, because this is a staff where opposing hitters seem to prolong at bats. Center field, Adam Jones on the run, and Adam gets there for the out. Well, that ball was hit hard, but Adam is there. Our Ram do-up as we go to the 6th. Jones, Machado, and Trumbo. Hits prior to the All-Star break.
Yeah, pretty impressive stuff right here. A couple things. Obviously, the fact that he stayed with the team this long. Of course, the longest tenured Oriole, but 11 straight seasons that Adam Jones has done this. Pretty impressive stuff. In with a couple impressive players as well. Hall of Famers. Hank Aaron, of course, the 14 seasons with the Braves. Ichiro with Seattle. Phillips with Cincinnati, and Pujols, St. Louis. Adam Jones has just been Mr. Consistency for this team. Of course, we talked in last night's ball game. His goal really forever has been to try to get that 200 hit seasons. He has a couple 186 hit seasons, but never able to get up to that 200 hit plateau. See if this could be the year for Mr. Jones.
Well, in order to get 200 hits, you have to average 1.23 hits per game. So that's where those multi-hit games help. And he's up to 24 of those. He also has, what, 11 3-hit games this year. Popped it up. Right side of the infield. There's Defoe. And one down here in the Orioles' sixth. O's fans, join Hilton Honors and save up to 20% on your next Baltimore stay. Visit travel.hilton.com/Baltimore and book by June 25th to save. Those fans here at the ballpark, quite a few of them tonight. Oh, that Sunday looked pretty good. Here's Manny. Left center field, that ball's hit pretty well. Soto back on it. He's not going to get it. It's off the wall. Taylor plays the carom. Manny's trying for two. The throw is high. The slide. He is safe at second base. Manny just got in.
Boy, Manny making some good contact. Finally getting one to the wall. Yeah, Manny thinking that one might be out of here. Let's take a look. Beautiful swing. Kicks off the wall. Taylor playing it perfectly. Now one-handed catch off the wall and then firing it back in. And Defoe just getting pulled off the bag a little bit. Look for him fighting back to get to the base. Try to get that tag down in front. I think Manny got the foot in front. There's the strong throw from Taylor. Deep center field. Look at that athletic effort by Defoe. Just a hair late. Manny sliding in for his 16th double of the season.
Yeah, Taylor's upset because he knows if that throw is on the base, Manny's out.
Yeah.
Trumbo will take a strike. So Machado gets a base hit, just his second in the series. He's 2 for 11. And how about that? He pulled a base hit.
Yeah. Well, staying hard to the middle. I'll take that.
So only one down. Trumbo, another RBI chance. Check swinging, it's low.
Pretty good pickup right there by Severino. Keeping Manny right there at second base.
Now Trumbo, because of his late start, came off the DL. He has only 5 multi-RBI games, but 3 of those have come in the last 7. So that gives you an indication that he's beginning to see the ball well. And he was in the cage again today with Howie Clark working on the technique.
Yeah, he's really starting to lock in.
I was talking to Steve Wilkerson about that, where he said, what I try to do, because he came up on every level in the minor leagues. And he said, every level, I want to stick to my routine. And I said, well, what's that? You know, and he said, well, every hitter has a different routine. It's what you find works. Your hitting coach helps you, and then you stick with it. And Trumbo was in there with Howie Clark and Scott Coolball working on the Trumbo routine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever's working lately. And he's down on strikes. That was a real good pitch by Scherzer.
Yeah, nasty slider. He can throw it for a strike, then he can bury it for the put-away pitch. One of his better strikeout sliders in this ball game. Finishing hard down and away. That's the true slider with the late tilt. And you see what it does to the hitter. Getting him out front and off balance.
So strikeout number 7 for Scherzer, and here's Scope. Now it'll take a 2-out base hit to get that run in.
Now, so Wilkerson talking about those routines, and obviously very important, but there shouldn't, when you have routines like that, be a lot of, you know, this day try something this part of your routine, or this day try this. There should be a steady foundation, and then when you get in problems or you're feeling a little uncomfortable, that's when you tweak some things every now and then. But there should be every day go and do the same thing, unless you're having some problems in a certain area.
Jonathan's bat is slowly coming around. He's hitting 4 straight. But he's still only 10 for his last 61. Swings through it 0-2.
Now I know the goal with everybody in this Oriole lineup is just to kind of harness their strike zone a little bit better. It's a free swinging team. They've unfortunately expanded the zone here in the early part of the season. A lot of chases out of the strike zone, so they can harness it a little bit better. And Jonathan Schoop, just as guilty as anybody, he's swinging at pitches like he did his first year. Last year, the Oriole MVP really had a great harness and hold of his own strike zone. Right now, still a little bit jumpy, and might be just the fact that a little downtime. When a guy struggles a little bit, they try, like we say, a little bit harder to do some things and maybe get outside of yourself. Or Scott Coolbaugh has been the team psychiatrist this season. A lot of guys having some problems.
Well, Jonathan told Jim Palmer that he's trying to get 10 hits in every at bat.
Yeah, can't do it.
Bouncer towards the hole. Defoe to his left. He'll play the hop, and he throws out Schoop. So the 1-out double, a man left. Mid-6 pitchers duel. The Lincoln Memorial in D.C.
The Geico highlights first inning. Kevin Gausman in some trouble, but a line drive by Turner right to Schoop. Yeah, a little double play to help him get out of that jam. And how about Wilkerson? First start at third base. Get some hang time. Superman coming down with him. 1-6 on the exchange because he was a second in the air. How about Mark Trumbo? He has been heating up. Straightaway center, 4-11. Has second home run of the series, 6th on the year. And the Orioles with the 2-1 lead. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So Gausman back to work. He'd like to have a quick inning. You see the pitch count up there at 96. Rendon, Soto, and Reynolds here for Washington. Off speed pitch up and in and well out in front.
Gausman, that pitch count getting jacked up again. 4 walks in this ball game, but that last inning, a nice job getting ahead. First pitch strikes. A quick inning aside from that little walk to Bryce Harper. Well, he's got to stay aggressive. Nice job there getting the first strike.
Over but low, 1-1. Kevin, no wins in his last 6 starts and hasn't won since May 11th. Half of his starts, half of the 14, 7 have been quality starts. And yet, Mike, in those games, he's won only 2 of them. So sometimes it's when you pitch, as in addition to how you pitch.
Right, and you already talked about the run support. So many of the Oriole pitchers, their earned run average is a little bit elevated, but they've certainly had enough quality starts to have more wins. There you see Kevin Gausman with the 7 quality starts, second on the team.
That ball is crushed to deep left center field, and we are tied. Off-speed pitch up in the zone, and Rendon didn't miss it. The 100th pitch leaves the ballpark, and it's a 2-2 game.
Well, Gausman not finishing that slider, that's for sure. 430 feet away. Rendon catching it clean out in front. 7th home run. Take a look at the Nissan pitch cast. Where's this 2-strike pitch end up? Right down the middle, hanging cookie. And Rendon not missing it.
So for Gausman, the 15th home run that he's allowed. And we're tied at 2. Soto takes a strike. Michael Givens beginning to get loose. He did not pitch last night. There's a weak ground ball to first. Trumbo has it. He goes to the bag unassisted and 1 down. Fans, the Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, the University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders to support Baltimore City's Youth Works program, which seeks to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundation.org and choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, visit youthworks.oedworks.com. Here's Mark Reynolds. There's a strike, 0-1.
Good fastball down there. Target that pitch. Be more aggressive with that heater down and away.
Oh, 2 on the foul ball.
Let's see if Caleb Joseph gets a little animated here with the 2 strikes. He's so far ahead. Force him to work it off the plate.
Misses the corner, so a ball and 2 strikes. Gausman has not won a game on the road this year. All 3 of his wins are at Camden Yards. Another foul ball.
Pretty good splitty though, down at the bottom of the zone. See how Kevin got to 106 pitches. 3rd inning, 34 pitches thrown, but they've been finding a way to minimize the damage. Only that 1 run given up.
Ground ball to second. Scope to his left has it, and throws out Reynolds for the 2nd out. Gausman trying to get through the 6th inning. This will probably be his last inning, although he can throw into the 112, 115 range in pitches. And Givens getting loose behind him. Here's Michael Taylor. 1 out of 2. He was robbed by Steve Wilkerson at 3rd base, who made a dive towards the line and got him at first. And then he singled off the glove of Wilkerson again towards the line.
Tried him twice, right? Split finger right there. Another little wrinkle that Gausman's kind of added to his repertoire. Ability to throw that pitch for a strike. Steal some early strikes instead of that breaking ball.
Two and one on Michael Taylor. Fouls it off the other way. With that base hit, he extended his career high hitting streak now to 12 in a row. Trying to make a bid to get in there every day. He's only 27 years old. He's from Fort Lauderdale. Fouls it off again to stay alive.
Wow. Caleb calling for the high fastball. First time in the ball game that he's actually asked for an elevated heater. And trying to stick one at the top of the zone, but Kevin having a hard time to ride one up and out of the zone. Staying right over the middle. A couple dangerous pitches there.
Taylor with the foul balls, about to see a 7th pitch. This next pitch will be a season high 114th. And it's lined to right field. There's Rasmus. And Colby runs it down for the out. So Gausman gets through the inning. But the Nats tie in the Rendon home run. We head to the 7th, tied at 2.
Each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
A 2-2 game and a good one. Gausman has held the Nats to 2 despite many opportunities for the Nationals, and the Orioles have a couple of solo home runs off Max Scherzer. One by Colby Rasmus, who has returned from the disabled list, and Mark Trumbo. So Scherzer back to work. And here's Colby. Flied out to the warning track at center field his last at bat. Tries to bunt and he fouls it off.
Boy, that's a good idea right there. I mean, Scherzer's still very pitch efficient. You got to believe he's going to stay in this ball game and hope his team can scratch out another run. But great idea after a couple well struck balls by Rasmus in this ball game. Of course, that solo home run, but another hard hit ball. He sees the defense swung around, so trying to lay a bunt down, get on base.
Well, there's a big crowd here, in part because of Scherzer, but also because of the rivalry of the Beltway series. Let's get a look at our forward drive of the game, and here's the Rasmus home run in the 2nd.
A beautiful swing, getting on a Scherzer fastball. I mean, straight off the DL. First at bat off the DL, going deep.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Swing and a miss, so it's 2-2.
Good changeup right there, turning it over. Almost acting like that Gausman split finger.
Joey Rickard, by the way, was sent back to AAA to make room for Rasmus. And he's down on strikes. That's number 8 for Scherzer.
Another change right there, and Rasmus just biting on the arm speed. And it's going to be the Scherzer fastball. And he drops back-to-back changeups, turns them over, gets a little sink action at the bottom of the zone. And a couple weak swings right there. And you see the numbers on the Scherzer changeup, just 145, 39.5 whiff percent. Yeah, he all of his pitches very high whiff percentages.
Caleb fouls it back. 2 fly balls to center field, 1 to the warning track in left center. He just missed a home run. Only 9 hits combined in this game. Here's a good slider, and it's 0-2. Yep, the All-Star game is here in Washington, and I think Mr. Scherzer will probably be here.
Yeah, I think so too.
He is 10-3. It's his 9th consecutive season with at least 10 wins. There's a squibber. Lob throw gets him. And 2 men down. Well, fans, it's a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. It is rated E for everyone. John Russell with the skipper, and here is Steve Wilkerson making his big league debut tonight. Looking for that first hit. He got in defensively last night. I said to him before the game, so here you are, you get called up the other night. Last night you get in for an inning. Tonight they say, hey Steve, we're going to give you your first big league start, and all you got to do is face Max Scherzer. And his answer was, bring it on. I like that.
Heck yeah.
Well, tell me about facing a pure ace, you know, one of the elite pitchers in the game. I mean, that had to get you up as a player, right? I mean,
yeah.
You thrive on that kind of stuff.
Well, when you're a younger player, it's pretty intimidating. It really is. I mean, you're going against guys that you've seen and you read about. Obviously, Scherzer, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, probably won his first when Wilkerson probably in college, and you know, some of these guys are heroes that they've seen and try to emulate to some degree. So I remember being awestruck in some cases until I realized that I had to get over that pretty quickly.
0-2 on him. And lays off. He wouldn't chase. Well, that would be a baseball to put in your trophy case to get your first big league hit off Scherzer. You think Arizona wishes they never traded him all those years ago? He was a first-round pick of Arizona back in 2006 out of the University of Missouri. He spent just 2 seasons with the Diamondbacks and went 9-15. And that was part of a big 3-team deal, and he ended up in Detroit. And for the Tigers, he went 82-35. And then came here to Washington as a free agent.
And then he became really good.
Check swing and appeal. He didn't go. Ball 3. Yeah, he's only 60-28 here. 32 above 500.
And all he's doing is flipping out 200+ innings every year.
So how about this at bat? It was 0-2. Now it's 3-2, and Wilkerson about to see a 7th pitch. That'll get Scott Coolball's attention. Fouled it off.
They may be going right now. Got to stay short with this 3-2 count. Scherzer can move Zainab, flip anything in there. He's got command of all of his pitches.
You know what was nice to see in the clubhouse before the game, Austin Wins, the backup catcher, was very excited for Wilkerson to play because they came through the minor leagues together. And Austin has already experienced that, and now it's Steve's turn. Upstairs, ball 4, he draws a walk. Wow. What an at bat for Wilkerson.
Yeah, beauty right there. I mean, how do you keep that anxiety in check, not be over aggressive right there off Scherzer. Nice patience of the 3-2 take.
There's Danny Valencia. It's a pinch hit for Gausman following the 8-pitch walk to Wilkerson. Chris Davis still not playing. Buck Showalter said before the game that he is scheduled to play tomorrow night in Atlanta against the left-handed pitcher. I think that was a calling card toss. So the only way Gausman can win is if the Orioles get a run here and then the O's hold the Nats down. 2-2 game. Top of the 7th.
You know, Valencia is going to see a steady diet of sliders from Scherzer. Good numbers against the Nationals this season.
That one on the corner. Valencia 2 for 6 in the series. He's had a pretty good month of June, batting .298, 14 hits, including a home run. Wilkerson dives back in ahead of the tag there of Mark Reynolds. Valencia has not fared well against Scherzer. He is 3 for 15 in his career against him. So Wilkerson, the 2-out walk. Buck and the Birds here tied 2-2 with the Nats in this rubber game. Breaking balls high.
3 sliders in a row to Valencia. And talked before the game about that Scherzer slider at times. That could be a cement mixer in there. He does not want to make one of those mistakes to Valencia. Even though brought over to do the damage against the lefties, he's had enough ABs now and he's feeling pretty good about himself. He's making some good swings on the righty slider.
Challenged him with a fastball, and Valencia swings through it.
Tough to get to that heater. 95 up and in. Ball just taken off. Upper part of the zone.
Now 2-2 on Valencia. Wilkerson at first. 2 men down. And fights it off to stay alive. He'll live for another pitch. Valencia 1 home run, 6 RBIs in June. Steve Wilkerson, first big league start, just drew an 8-pitch walk. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Valencia doesn't agree. So 2-out walk, a man left. 7th inning stretch in Washington. We have a 2-2 game.
scattering the 4 hits, only 2 runs on the board. It was a 6th inning home run by Rendon to tie this game up. Now it's time for a little pitching change. Regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube will help your vehicle's engine run cleaner, longer. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Well, Michael Givens coming out of the O's bullpen, 33rd appearance out of the pen, 3.93 earned run average, holding opponents to that 243 batting average. The righties just 229. Tough to get on Givens from the side.
Ball 1 to Wilmer Defoe. Lower third of the lineup. And a strike. Let's get a look at our league leaders, brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Fewest home runs allowed by relief pitchers.
How about that? Orioles 23. Pretty impressive stuff right there. And that is without, obviously, Britton for the bulk of the season. O'Day, a lot of time on the disabled list. So guys like Givens really stepping up.
Michael worked an inning on Monday night, and he's put together now 4 consecutive scoreless appearances. He's allowed only 1 home run on the season. Pop foul, that'll be back in the crowd. So the Orioles with the player move today, with Rasmus coming back and Rickard going down. The Orioles remain with the 5-man bench. There's a liner to right center field. Rasmus on the run. It's over his glove and against the wall. Defoe can run pretty well. He's thinking 3. Scopes relay throw, not in time. Knocked down by Wilkerson on the short hop, but Defoe went into a headfirst slide. So in this 2-2 game, there's a leadoff triple in the 7th.
Wow, impressive hitting and running right there. Rasmus trying a tight line, trying to cut it off, but beats him deep. And unfortunate for the Orioles because Defoe turns on the Jets, heads into third base with no outs. Yeah, leading off this inning.
So Defoe picks up his 4th triple. And now the go-ahead run is at third with nobody out. Here's Pedro Severino, the catcher. That ball's cued to Trumbo. He'll step on the base as he freezes the runner, 1 down. Ooh, that was a tough chance.
It sure was, man. You get a bat or a ball off the end of the bat, it is spinning something crazy. Nice concentration down there by Trumbo with the infield sucked in. That one's sticking the glove.
Here's Daniel Murphy to pitch hit for Scherzer, so his night is done.
A quick scouting report right here. Caleb Joseph, Givens, Manny Machado out there going over how they're going to pitch. Mr. Murphy. Of course, we talked about Murphy having some struggles since coming off the disabled list. Not very impressive at all. 107. You see this series 0 for 6.
So that'll do it for Scherzer, and the Orioles won't be too upset about that. Kelvin Herrera just acquired the other day, getting loose. There's a strike to Murphy. So Scherzer needs the Nats to get that run in so he can win a game, qualify to win. Givens is trying to leave that run stranded and keep this game 2-2. Line to right field. There's Rasmus. He makes the catch, tagging his Defoe. Here comes the throw. It is high. The tag. He's out. He's out at the plate. Rasmus guns him down.
Wow. What a throw. What a tag by Joseph. Unbelievable here. Ball hit too hard. Look at Defoe. He gets hung up, turned around a little bit. That breaks his timing, and Rasmus cuts it loose. Caleb with a great tag on the end. Oh, yeah. Look at Givens all excited. What a play right there by the O's defense.
What an impact. And look at this throw, Mike.
Boy, how about it? Take a look at the sac fly line out there. It's out of the green, but into the yellow. But Defo gets turned around a little bit. And there's some confusion, and boom. The Orioles defense makes them pay, but Caleb Joseph on the end. Really the key right here. Jumping up to haul it down and putting the tag down. What an athletic play by Joseph. Strong throw there by Rasmus as well. Max Scherzer now out of the ball game. 7 strong innings, scattering the 5 hits. Couple home runs though by the Orioles. And 2 on the board. Only 1 walk, 9 punch outs. What's new for Scherzer in that strikeout rate up there? Kelvin Herrera now into the ball game, the newest Washington National. 29th appearance this season. A 1.01 earned run average. Of course, the closer for the Royals with the 14 saves, but now just brought on to bolster the back end of this bullpen. Opponent's hitting just 200. The lefty's just down to 167.
So Rasmus, a home run in his first at bat, coming off the DL, and now he guns down the potential go-ahead run at the plate. Here's Jace Peterson, fouls it off the other way. So the bullpen's now in charge here. Each starter pitches to a no decision. Each starter with a quality start. Gausman 6 innings, 2 runs. Scherzer 7 innings, 2 runs. Peterson has 2 hits. He has a single and a double.
Of course, the Orioles would love to get his speed on the base paths. Going to go to work, do some battling right now. Falling behind. Of course, Herrera, the big arm, knows how to pitch in high leverage situations.
A little bit high. Peterson has never faced Herrera. Looked like Caleb was telling Trumbull, I thought that throw was going to end up there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, looked like it was going to get airmailed a little bit.
Saw it all the way. It's skied to left. Soto towards the line. He was playing there, and he's got it. So Peterson is retired and 1 away. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Ocean City. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at ococean.com. And by University of Maryland University College. Big crowd on hand on this Thursday night. Here's Adam Jones. Adam 0 for 3, so his 7-game hitting streak is on the line.
Yeah, he's about due. He's inching up there, getting closer and closer to that 300 batting average. I'd like to see him get over that.
Well, last year the Nationals made trades to bolster the bullpen, getting Madsen and Doolittle.
I don't like that.
Adam favored something there.
Take a look right here. Adam Jones with the healthy cut, and then as he finishes the recoil.
Maybe his lower back.
Back there.
Trying to stretch it.
Stretch, yeah. Take a little practice swing at him. Show us you can do it. Man.
Adam is just 1 for 8 head to head against Herrera in the regular season. As the Orioles see the Royals for just 2 series a year. Ball swept towards third. That's Rendon. Jones retired and 2 away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. And here's Manny. Doubled his last at bat. Nearly was gunned down at second base by Taylor, but the throw sailed on Defoe.
It's nearly a home run, too.
Up and in. Well, Manny's got 54 at-bats without a homer. June 2nd, so he's due. He is still tied for 5th in home runs, a big group with 18.
Trying to tie Manny up yesterday's ball game. A couple fastballs in there hard off the plate. Manny actually taking exception to get knocked back a couple times. Herrera, a couple power fastballs in there to push him back as well.
Very good numbers late in games. Manny's just 1 for 5 against Kelvin Herrera, but the one is a home run. Left field, got under it. Soto's there. And he's got it. So the O's go 3 up, 3 down, mid-8th in a 2-2 game. Newcomb. Our coverage on Masson 2 begins at 7 p.m. with O's Extra presented by Ford, and then game coverage at 7:30. We've got all the access you need right here on Masson. Braves, one of the teams that still plays those 7:30 games.
Yeah, how about that? Why do they do that?
I don't know. We will inquire. So Given stays on. He'll face Bryce Harper, and there's a strike. Givens threw only 8 pitches in that inning in the 7th, helped out with the play at the plate.
We're hoping Harper might take a few more pitches, just eyeball some more to help his swing get a little bit better. And a couple walks tonight, a couple good ABs. Orioles will take the walks. They want the home run.
Harper has faced Givens only twice. He is 0 for 2 against him. Pretty vicious cut, but he fouled it straight back.
Boy, it was very healthy and kind of dangerous. Caleb calling for that fastball in under the hands, and you better get it in there, off the plate in there. And that fastball leaked back over the plate, and you see what could happen potentially. A healthy cut. You got to be careful on that inner third with Harper right now. He's been bailing anyway.
Got to be careful with Harper, and Givens is. Popped up against the shift. Wilkerson has no play, and it's back in the crowd.
Like he had a beat with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Change up, down and away. Coming with the noise, working to the top.
Nationals have to be wondering what the heck is going on with the Orioles. They came in here really struggling. Had 2 leads on Monday night before the Nats came back and got the 4 late runs in the 7th inning to win it. That ball's hit hard and past Trumbo for a base hit. Scope is out there. Rasmus is there. And Harper hustles into second base with a double. So the go-ahead run is in scoring position, leading off in the 8th inning. Second straight inning, Givens has allowed an extra base hit to begin the inning.
Yeah, you have to be careful on that inside corner, and that's where they go. Attacking there with the fastball, and Harper gets him out. Finger in the hip right there. Sneaking it by Trumbo down that right field line. Take a look. Feeling that hip, and watch him kick that helmet off so we can see that Moss jumping around a little bit. And Harper in with the leadoff double.
So here is Trey Turner, who does not have a sacrifice on the year. See, these are situations that as a manager you have to think about. If he does lay down a bunt and get Harper to third, Rendon's going to be walked. So you lose one of the more potent RBI bats in your lineup because of the strategy that you employed.
Absolutely. I like the fact that the Orioles readjusting their defense there. Jonathan Scope holding Harper tight on second base, and man, leaving that whole right side wide open. Turner saw him in last night's ball game. He's just taking what's given, and right now he wants to get Harper over to third base, so he's going to be targeting the right side of the infield. Defense makes an adjustment. It's Jonathan Scope over there protected.
Two and one. Orioles bullpen is quiet. So this is Givens' inning. And that's the go-ahead run in the 8th inning. Center field off the end of the bat. That's a base hit. Adam Jones will get it back in. It's the cutoff bat Trumbo. Harper had the hold to make sure that would fall in. So here come the Nats, first and third, and nobody down in the tie game.
Well, Turner's put some good swings on in this series. Not trying to do too much at all. Staying inside the baseball, not overcommitting, and making sure, really forcing himself not to roll over, and staying hard to the middle. Good piece of hitting by that young man.
So there's going to be a lot of things going on now with Turner on at first and second base open. Here's Rendon. His home run in the 6th tied the game.
Take a look at the sac fly probability here. And of course, the whole Oriole outfield is about as deep as you want to go. If it's over their head, they're not going to have a shot at getting Harper, but anything in front of them, it's green to go. Chuck it home like Rasmus did.
Out back. I would expect that Turner probably will try to steal here to see what the Orioles will do. Tanner Scott now getting loose. He just did get up. And 0-1 on Rendon. Go to first and Turner back. Turner is 20 out of 22 in stolen bases, and there's the closer, Doolittle, getting loose for the ninth. He was going to come on regardless, so now he's hoping for a lead to protect for a save. Orioles have the infield up tight. And he gets a fastball by him, 0-2, 97 miles an hour.
Good heater there. Down and away, 97 miles an hour. Of course, Givens kind of turning his back. It's like old school Louis Tiant. Doesn't make you feel too comfortable, and then he's slinging the cheese from the side.
And he got him. A big out for Givens. One down.
Very nice. Great angle he creates. And drop it down that 3/4 arm slot. And this heavy fastball at 98 cutting across the plate. Catching the edge. Rendon trying to protect, but too much heat there from Givens. Big first out.
Well, the Orioles are looking into Bobby Dickerson, what they're going to do. Looks like they're going to stay tight. And Caleb Joseph just flashed the signs from John Russell what he will do if Turner takes off. Turner at first is the faster of the two, with Harper at third.
Both really good speed, so you got to be cautious, obviously, of the double steal. Of course, Soto, one of their better hitters, not their best and hottest hitter right now, at that runner at first base, so they might give him a couple shots to shoot one over there in that hole. Just let the young man have a shot to drive in Harper.
It was interesting. John Russell sent out a play and then he changed it. Caleb went out and flashed the signs a second time. So here's Soto, the rookie. Go ahead run at third. Turner at first, one down. And there's a strike.
Well, there might be a couple things. Obviously, when you think about this first and third situation, if they were to let Trey Turner just steal walking to second base, they might end up just walking Soto, give themselves an opportunity for a double play.
Left center field, that's going to split the gap. And it's going to go all the way to the wall. Here's Harper to score. Turner is flying around third. He will be sent. There will be no relay throw, and there's a 2-run double for the rookie Soto, and the Nats have a 4-2 lead.
Boy, quite a knack to getting that barrel to the baseball, really jumping off. Keeps a flat bat through the zone, and then jumps into the outfield. Clutch hitting right there, and of course, when you get that kind of speed at first base, that helps as well. 2-run scoring on this double. You see the fastball away, and he just reaches out, gets great extension, and boom, a one hopper up against that left center field wall to drive in two.
So Soto's first hit of the night extends his hitting streak to 5 in a row. He now has 16 RBIs. Still only one down, and here's Mark Reynolds. Ball one outside. So now Doolittle not only has a save chance, he has a 2-run save at the moment. Trumbo, Scope, and Rasmus are due up in the ninth for the Orioles.
Reynolds some dangerous numbers, 7th inning or later with the 3 home runs. Of course, we talk about him just recently called up, so not a lot of opportunities for this Nats team. Big time pitch right there, falling behind and then dropping the 2-0 slider. A beautiful slider because it starts out as a strike and then it works off that outside corner. Givens back into the count a little bit.
The slider fastball gets 2 consecutive swings and misses.
Yeah, a little upshoot fastball there. Givens at times he gets underneath that heater and it rises up to the top of the zone, much like the O'Day rising fastball.
Defensive swing. Madsen also getting loose with Doolittle. I guess you'll see Madsen if it's not a save situation and Doolittle if it is. Two and two. And he got him. It's a fastball by Reynolds. The 2 down, second strikeout this inning and for Givens.
I like it. Very effective pitch there. Steady diet of pitches on the outer third, but man, I think the best pitch this season, the high fastball. So many hitters trying to go deep, a little bit of a bat head drop, and a lot of room up there. And you can afford to make mistakes up and out of the strike zone. Nice pitch, well executed by Givens.
Michael Taylor, first ball swinging, fly ball to left center. Peterson on the run, and he's got it. But the Nats get 2. We head to the 9th. O's have 3 outs to work with, down by 2. Nothing to hide. That's transparency. Lovely night in our nation's capital, the Washington Monument in the distance. See some overcast. And here's the closer, Sean Doolittle.
Now 31st game out of the Nats bullpen. 171 earned run average, 19 saves out of his 20 opportunities. 43 punch outs in 31 2/3 innings of work. Only 3 balls, so he is aggressive, especially with that fastball in the zone, but likes to work that upper third of the strike zone. Not a big batting average. Opponent's hitting just the 138, but he has given up 3 home runs. Joey Rickard able to touch him for a home run a couple nights ago.
So Doolittle is looking for the save. Trumbo will lead off. Scope is on deck. And then the Rasmus spot, that would be lefty on lefty. Mancini was given tonight off, so he's available on the bench. Trumbo has faced Doolittle 6 times. He has 2 hits. Line drive right to Turner. He throws to first anyway, just in case, but the third base umpire, Jerry Meals, said he caught it. So on 1 pitch, 1 down.
Wow, I was wondering what the heck is going on right now. Now bullet by Trumbo, and he continues to square up the baseball. Unfortunately there, right at Turner. I don't know if he short hopped it or not. Didn't hear a call or anything, and then the late throw to first base.
Here's Jonathan. He is hitless on the night. And a strike.
That's that pitch, Doolittle. This is always one of the better closers in the game. Just exposing hitters with this high fastball, riding up and out of the strike zone. Looks so good. And so many hitters swinging through that pitch.
Way upstairs, all the way past Severino. Greg Gentry's on deck, not Mancini. Well, Gentry's 4 for 8 against him, so.
Yeah. Computer got him.
Scherzer, no decision, 7 innings, 2 runs allowed. So he's allowed a total of 6 runs in his last 3 starts and will be 0-2 with a no decision. Ground ball towards short. There's Turner. Sidearm throw got him. 2 down.
And Turner doing it all. Playing a strong defense and picking up the base hits for his Nats team.
So here's Gentry. He'll pinch hit for Rasmus to get a right-hander up. Gentry's been really swinging the bat well. He is 9 for 25 in his last 9 games. That is a 360 clip. So the skipper going with a hot hand. Ball 1 outside.
Well, Gentry's got a nice little process going right now. He starts in the dugout. Every time he steps into the batter's box, he takes that deep breath, kind of calms himself down. It's a nice routine to have.
Look at his bat. That's a tough break there for Gentry. I think it hit his bat, but home plate umpire, yeah, it's 1-1. He put the arms up to signal that. So it's 1-1.
That little check swing. Almost barely caught Gentry's bat.
Strike on the corner. Fights it off.
Good job. One of the most impressive things from Gentry, just staying a little bit shorter. Actually letting the ball travel. Ball get to him. Just like Trumbo. And some consistent approaches here last 10 days, 2 weeks.
Inside, 2-2. Those still have life.
Just looking for that base runner. Looping a blast.
Caleb's on deck. He'll bat next if Gentry gets on. Outside, ball 3. That's a gutsy take.
Yeah, sure was. Borderline fastball. Doolittle hoping more for a swing right there. But it is pretty close. Take a look over the top. Man, oh man.
7th pitch in this at bat to Gentry. Fouls it off. Line drive left field. It hangs up for Soto, and he makes the catch. It almost sailed over his head. Allowed out by Gentry, and that'll do it. So the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. The Nationals pitching retires the final 7, and Washington wins the rubber game in this 3-game series. Nationals get 2 in the 8th. Our final score, Washington 4 and the Orioles 2.